So I've heard people tell me that I make things look easy about all sorts of different things in life. And I think that that is unfair for a lot of different reasons. Only because when people see what we put out there, whether it's pictures, stories that we're sharing with people, we very rarely share the bad parts. And even when we share the bad parts, it's usually the bad parts that are funny or hysterical or are kind of taking a jab at ourselves because, it's not that big of a deal. It's strange to think that because of Dean's autism, because of any autism child, most autistic children aren't potty trained. So let's start with that. The amount of bodily fluids and bodily functions that I've dealt with is far more, quantitatively speaking, than most people ever in their life. But I was a farm girl before I was a mom. So again, I've dealt with a tremendous amount of manure, excrement, whatever you would like to call number two, from all sorts of different animals in life. I dealt with a tremendous amount of that. And so to me, it's just not that big of a deal. Vomit, same thing. Vomit's just not that big of a deal. The thing that gets me is blood, which is kind of funny because I'm a total wimp when it comes to other people's blood. My blood is not that big of a deal because, I know me. But other people's blood, when the kids bleed, I go in panic mode. It's kind of hysterical. I don't know what happens. Like, I just become that panicky mother that only thinks about the worst. So I could never be a good 911 phone operator like one of my friends. She's a hero, because I would just panic and feel the other person's panic on the other end of the line and be like, okay, yeah, I can't do this. I'm done. I can't do this. So when people tell me that I make it look easy, it's really confusing to me because I don't purposefully put that best foot forward. I don't purposefully fib or hide things. In fact, I think it's really, really important when we're talking about being spiritually authentic and honest with other people who may be struggling with whatever it is that they're struggling with, that we kind of put the full story out there and talk about how it's not the end of the world, because a lot of times that's what we need to hear. My marriage ended. It wasn't the end of the world. In fact, it was better for everyone involved, including the children, especially the children, because I'm a much better, happier, more fulfilled person because of being out of that toxic situation. Dean was diagnosed with autism. It's not the end of the world. He's happy, he's thriving. He has come so far since his diagnosis because of the crazy amount of help that we got, that we sought out, the things that we've tried, that, that he has matured into. And I wish I could take credit for that, but I really can't. It wasn't the end of the world. Audrey's going into pre-K this year. I'm having all those mom feels, but it's not the end of the world. It's the next step. And I kind of feel like when we're in the trenches of whatever we're in the middle of, it's important that somebody remind us that even though whatever it is sucks, it's not the end of the world. So when people say I make things look easy, I think what they mean is I don't panic. I don't make a huge dramatic deal about it. I mean, I might just to ensure that we see the humorous side of things. But even spiritually, life isn't easy. We are not living these human experience lives because it's easy. We're living these human experience lives because we're learning. Yesterday, I got food poisoning. Went to Denny's with some friends for a very late lunch, and I ordered safe foods, but man, I got hit really, really hard, and I went with my sister and I asked her to take me to Target so I could pick up the finishing list of Dean's school supplies, because they changed the list. Again, not the end of the world. Huge pain in my butt, not the end of the world. And I got violently ill at Target. So I'm texting my sister from the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to go. I'm really sorry. I wanted this to be a fun sisterly bonding kind of experience because she missed vacation last week. I was like, but I'm pooping myself, so we really need to go home. And it was funny at the time because I was like, I had all these things that I had to do yesterday because there was so much stuff that I wanted to do today, and then I ended up getting just terribly sick. Thankfully, it was food poisoning, quick in and out. I'm feeling much better today. I will never eat at Denny's again. Again, not the end of the world, just one of those experiences that everybody has. But you can let it pull you down. Absolutely. Was I miserable? Was I in pain? Did I want to poop myself in public? I mean, thankfully I was in a toilet, but like, you know, not the kind of thing you really want to share with people, but it is pretty hysterical. I mean, it is. But this is spirituality from the trenches. Like, this is what we need to show people. We need to show people when we fail and how we pick ourselves up and keep moving forward. We need to show people how the unexpected things throw our lives off, but we don't let us suck it down, you know? We don't get dragged down because of it. We deal with it and we bounce back. Maybe it takes us a few days to recover. That's okay. We keep moving forward. That's what people need to see. And I don't think it's making it look easy. I don't. I think it's showing that we're constantly getting knocked down and we're constantly picking ourselves up, and we are constantly doing it with the attitude that it's just not the end of the world. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of to share about that. Nothing in life is easy. Being a parent, being both parents, it is literally the hardest thing life has ever thrown at me. I look at my sister without kids when she complains about stuff, and I just kind of tilt my head and I'm like, girl, if you only knew what real struggle was, if you only knew what, you know, dealing with two violently ill kids at the same time was. But you can't compare like that, you know what I mean? So I empathize, I'm compassionate, and because I have been in her situation too, struggling before kids and not understanding the totality of really living outside of ourselves. And I'm sure that there are plenty of people that are doing that without children. I don't knock that at all, but for me personally, I didn't comprehend that entirety of love, that entirety of serving, that entirety of anything, because I hadn't experienced it before. I didn't have any healthy relationship models growing up. I didn't have a lot of normalcy. And so I am doing for my children what I wanted for me, and hoping that I'm doing a good job. I'm struggling constantly, but I'm always learning. I'm always trying to do better. I'm always trying new things. I'm always failing, but fail forward. You know what I mean? So for anyone who's struggling and who thinks somebody else has it easy, you're just not seeing all sides of the story, or you're seeing and thinking about what you want to think about. But by denying the reality of your own situation, you're missing all the lessons that you could be learning so that you can move forward. It's not easy. It's not, but you can't compare, because that makes it rougher on you. So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, okay? So yes, I think that we all need to be talking about failing. We all need to be talking about scooping ourselves up and moving forward. You know, I hate to say it, people die all the time, relationships end all the time. That's the continuity of life. You know, the only real thing guaranteed is death and taxes. So we have to support each other through all of the crap that we go through, because we're all going through crap. Doesn't mean we get to take it out on anybody. It doesn't mean that we get to be mean and cruel and hurtful to each other. Let's not do that. Let's understand that everyone is going through their own struggles, because they are. And just be kind to each other, okay? So Please be genuine. Please be real. Please be authentic. Please be you. We need more yous. All right? I love you guys. I hope you have a great week. Bye.